Next question comes from Winter Squash. Did you ever do psychedelic drugs like magic mushrooms? Short answer, yes. Yeah, I used to look forward to my soup made with magic mushrooms. February was always an exciting time of the year because that's when the fresh mushrooms were on the ground, and I really enjoyed going and collecting the mushrooms as well. There was always a little bit of a risk, because you had to go and do a bit of trespassing, sneak into the farmers' cow paddocks to get the mushrooms. That was the best place to find them. And of course, me being me, I couldn't resist sort of sticking a couple of mouthfuls in and eating those before, just quite raw, and you can get a pretty good hit from raw magic mushrooms. They don't taste too good. It's good to have something to wash them down with, but they were very effective for me. I have to be honest, I loved them. I absolutely loved them, but I had to measure them out. You can't have too many in a short period of time because the active ingredient is, I think it's, I'm not sure now. It's not cyanide, it's, no, can't think of it. Go and do some research, have a check. I would usually have them in the evening. They were especially good around a full moon because then I could walk all night. And the night was just amazing. It was so full of adventures and mysteries. So yes, I have done psychedelic drugs like mushrooms. I think, look, to be honest, I think they actually helped me a lot. They helped me come to terms with a lot of my trauma. And I think they helped me see and ask questions, very, very deep questions about myself. And I was able to rationalise and understand some of those things that came out in those questions. And although at the time I didn't make the changes that I needed, that information was in there for later when I left the forest and I gave away all the drugs and the alcohol and everything. But I'd already done that exploratory work on myself, and the mushrooms actually took me into a very deep and meaningful understanding of existential questions about who I was, what happened to me as a child, and then when I started work, I exited the forest, and when I went to university and I started doing that sociology. And sociology is about understanding historically and institutionally what happened to me. It's culture, history, and the institution, the environment of the time. And when I could start to look at that, I could understand my childhood a lot better. And those psychedelic drugs, the magic mushrooms, helped me a lot to develop a deep understanding of actually what happened to me.